Coming to you live at the GAMA Trade Show at the Peppermill Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada, Twist Gaming! Now take it away, Matt. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming. We are coming to you live here from GAMA 2019 at the Peppermill Resort in Reno, bringing you all the board game coverage all week long. Super excited right now. We've got one of our awesome sponsors for our GAMA 2019 coverage, SolarFlare Games. Dave, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
It's going great. First of all, big thank you from all of us here at Twist Gaming for making this possible. Absolutely. We really do appreciate it.
No problem.
First and foremost, though, how's GAMA treating you?
It's good. It's my first time, so it was the best part was my manufacturer showed up today and handed me my production sample today to look at. So we get to actually show off you guys to everybody pretty much what it's going to look like, except for a few little things.
Oh, this is like the brand new sample.
This is when I sign off. Production starts on this product.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what have you brought to show us off today?
So this is Robotech Crisis Point. People who are familiar with the Robotech IP know that it's an anime from the mid-'80s. It was 3 different series kind of stitched together. Macross, the Masters, and the New Generation. This is the Masters base because we did Macross last year, and later this year we'll actually be doing the third generation, the New Gen run. So we'll have all 3 games making up the TV show.
So do they tie directly into the previous game, or is this more of a standalone game?
So it's a standalone. Some of the core mechanics are similar, but we make the joke of this is the... When I made a game called Utter Terror, it was literally just this little silly throwaway game. Aliens trying to capture the most cows.
You know, when you said Utter Terror, I'm just like, this is a cow pun, isn't it?
It was. It's absolutely a cow pun. But it was where I originated the vector system we used for that game, and then we used it in Archmage Origins, and then we used it in Force of Arms, and we kept evolving it because I won't take something and reskin it exactly the same. And so this has become the ultimate expression of that original mechanic. This is a very deep, fun strategy game, but you can still play it in under an hour.
So you took your vector system, as you're saying, fine-tuned it, tweaked it. This is what we've come to now.
And this was really about taking the IP, which was the Robotech, and making sure if you were familiar with it, it felt like you were in the show when you were playing the game. And that's kind of was one of the main focuses of what we were doing.
Very cool. So I'm interested to jump right into things here, but you have to promise me something. Not going to beat me too bad.
I designed this. I am horrible at playing it.
How is that possible?
My specialty is worker placement with an economic engine that has neither of these things. This is a think way ahead, strategize, outthink the other guy, and I play test with guys who are both much better at me. So I don't try.
Gotcha. All right, so I might have a little bit of a chance then.
You should be fine.
Okay, so I am going to need to rely on you to teach me your ways, though.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is really quickly kind of explain the basic function of the mechanic, and then I'll explain the cards to you. So basically you have a grid. It's 4x4, and this is what we call the battlefield. This is where all the cards in your hand that are either a base, a unit, or a strategic cushion will be played out of your hand. And then around the outside, this is your side. These 2 sides are your sides, and these 2 sides are my sides. And in there, we have cards that are called combat cards, and they'll be played face down around the outside. So what you're trying to do is you have these 2 sides. Wherever these 2 cards meet, you'll add up how much power comes off one of your combat cards, which will look like this. All
right, so this is an example of a combat card here. This is the Soldier Bioroid.
Yep, and so the upper left-hand corner is how much Omni attack / defense power it generates. When it's in a row or a column, it applies that much attack power or defense power to whatever card it's over the top of in that row. So if it's your card, it's defensive.
Okay.
If it's on my cards, it's attack.
Okay. So this one's a 2.
Right, and they're numbered 2 through 9. So our cards are symmetrical for the combat cards. So we know they're exactly the same around the outside.
Right.
It's all the middle stuff that's asymmetrical. So we built a game that had a symmetrical system combined with an asymmetrical system.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. So basically, what will happen is the way the game is built, you'll have in your hand what we have here, which is these are your unit cards. So you can see on the back says unit, and there's 8 of them. They're very different from each other. You can cycle through them really quickly if you want. So they have different powers. The number on it, instead of being a power going across the board, it's how many tokens you generate when you play the card. So when you play, if you were to play the Trollian Legionnaires, as soon as you play the card on the board, you generate 2 of these attack tokens in your pool.
Okay.
And the whole idea is you're trying to build a grid where you're generating tokens to use to help augment what your vectored attack from your combat cards are. So you're constantly manipulating and tweaking the board and trying to build areas that you feel you have good control of to protect your stuff, but also try to capture my things.
Okay.
And in your hand, to play in the middle, you'll have the eight unit cards. You'll have one base, and then there's 8 of these. Well, I'll just give you 2 for random. So there's also cards.
What's these numbers that I'm seeing here? This 3.
So the bases actually come equipped with 3 points of auto defense. So when they're played on the middle, they have 8 defense. The other number is how many victory points there are. If you protect it, that's how many victory points you get for it. If I capture it, that's how many victory points I get for it.
Gotcha.
And you'll notice like all the unit cards that we kind of went through real quick also have victory point totals on the bottom as well.
Right.
So it all comes down to trying to capture as many cards in the middle for the most victory points as possible is really the core of what you're doing.
Okay.
But it's a very kind of fluid, complex system that you're doing that with. It's very much a ground war that you're fighting.
Right.
And then everybody starts the game with 8 what we call objectives, and you basically you get to pick 2 of them that you want to try to complete. And so you would have these set off to the side.
Okay, so example of 2 here. We've got Assault, deploy and protect 3 of your Bioroids, and the Onslaught, which is capture 8 cards from the battlefield.
Yep. And the harder it is to pull off, the more victory points it's worth, and you can only score 1 of the 2. And then the last thing is each person starts the game with 2 locations in their hand.
So GMP headquarters, place 1 of your battle tokens on each of the 2 cards not adjacent to this card.
Yep.
4 victory points there. And then we've got Outpost 76, or 7G.
7G.
7G, okay. Place 1 of your battle tokens on each of the 2 cards adjacent to this card.
So the way it starts is your hand that you're building to play for the battlefield is your combat card. Your combat cards go around the outside. Your units plus your base and your 2 strategic locations are in your hand. And so when we go to take our turns I'll let you go first. So on your turn, you'll play one of your units or your base or your strategic location face up somewhere in the grid.
Okay.
And when you play your base, however many combat cards you have left to play around the outside is how many combat tokens it's worth. So the sooner you play it, the earlier I know where it's going to be trying to get at it, but the more tokens you get to help offset the advantage of the information that I have.
Okay, so remind me again, the combat tokens, how are those supplementing my power then?
So let's say we were going to take one of your units here, and you just decided to play this card right here.
Yep.
So you're playing, that's the base, that's the wrong one. So you played your Bioroids here. They're worth 4 victory points if you catch them. They generate 5 tokens. So you would put 5 tokens in your pool.
Right.
Now, the rule is whenever you play a card that generates tokens, you have to play at least one of them right then and there. So since you're going first, you would actually end up playing it on yourself.
Okay.
When you play them on yourself, they're defensive. When you play, if I had a card out here already and you instead wanted to capture my card, then it's worth 1 attack for you when we're resolving the cards.
Oh, okay.
So the tokens keep generating, you keep playing them as you go, and then once we've laid all the cards out and the outside is completely done, any tokens we have left, we go back and forth playing 2 tokens at a time.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out, I'm trying to figure out where you think you're strong and try to offset you and vice versa. And then the way the game will progress from that point is once this is all filled out, each of us have what are called 4 hero cards.
Okay. So what are these hero cards doing here?
So hero cards, basically what happens is we do what we call the tactical phase. We play till we have this full. Then we do the token phase. Then we enter what's called hero command phase. And basically all of these cards directly manipulate the board in some way. And we play them one at a time back and forth till each of us have played 2 heroes and 2 commands. So you're going to end up playing 2 of 4, 2 of 4, which keeps the game new every time since I don't know which of the 2 you're going to play each time.
Okay.
And so like you would have, and then these would be let's see, there's your command cards.
So these are command cards here. So dig in, take up to 3 of your battle tokens from the battlefield, and move them to cards where you have at least 1 token. So this is transferring around some of where your power is on the map then. Okay. Add 1 battle token to each to any 3 of your units. Okay.
So basically, I keep saying basically, but it is basic. Once this is full and you have tokens, you're playing them. You've expended all your tokens. Then you use your heroes and your commands logically in a wars type situation to try to improve your situation on the battlefield. Once the heroes and commands are done, we'd flip over all the outside cards and we'd start resolving the cards. So we'd come here and see how much power you had meeting here versus how much power I had meeting here, and if there was a token here, we'd add that to your score. Whoever has the highest score gets the card, gets the victory points, and then you put a victory token in that spot because the secret objectives are conditional on did you get the corners or did you get so many of the middle, and so there's so many different kind of moving pieces that you're trying to outthink the other guy with.
Gotcha. So, question for you. I know you were saying that the border cards are going to be played face down. Now, my memory is not great.
You can always look.
Okay, that was my
not
question.
at mine. But
not yeah, I figured not at yours, but my memory's not great. So I was hoping that I didn't have to rely on that. So that's good.
So I'm gonna tell the people watching it. I'm gonna apologize in advance. You're gonna notice I'm gonna play 2 cards that don't match the rest. So I'll hold those up.
Nope, they sure don't.
And what it is my production sample was missing 2 cards. So I chose part of our pre-sale that we're doing is there's a custom set of poker cards that we invented out of our 2 games of art. So I used the numbers that match my company to offset. You don't know which ones are missing, so it doesn't really give you any advantage. You just know 2 of my cards look different than the other ones.
Right.
And we'll play through a quick run through of it and just kind of quick and easy and show you how it goes. You have 2 special tokens here. There are certain units that have text at the bottom. You have 2. When you play them, you actually earn this token, which has a special ability to use. You'll see it at the bottom of the card.
Okay.
You have 2. They're very different from the 2 that I have.
So unique player powers?
Yes.
Then?
So if you play this gives you the dropship token, which allows you to actually take a card from your hand and cards in the field at a time normally you wouldn't be able to switch them.
Oh, that's handy.
Searchlight token allows you to actually remove tokens from the game, but you have had to have played the unit that gives you that token. I, on the other hand, have a token that allows me to switch the location of 2 of my cards, and one that allows me to drop a cluster bomb on you.
Oh. What does a cluster bomb do?
So I hurt myself to hurt your cards adjacent to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a kind of, I gain 4 tokens, but I have to burn 2 on myself.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot. And then one of the things we tried to do is, I kind of gave you a little longer explanation. You can really teach somebody in about 5 to 10 minutes how to play it, but it's going to take you months to master all the different little things you can do, and it continually is very different every time you play it. My 2 primary testers, who are complete math nerds, have been unable to break it.
That's good.
And they still like playing it after 100 plays. So that's
really good then.
So we'll get started here. I will give you, let's see here.
All right.
Just for sake of it, we'll give you just 2 random objectives. We'll give me 2 random objectives, so it's kind of equal.
Okay.
And then let's see. Okay, those are your 2 strategic locations, and these are my 2.
Okay.
And then these are your combat cards. These are the ones that go around the outside.
Okay.
And then your units plus your base. Plus your strategic locations. This is your hand that we're going to build the middle with.
Gotcha.
The heroes and command cards come in later, so we don't need to have them in your hand at that time.
All right. So, first order of business then is we're placing the cards along the outside perimeter. Then.
So you'll play a card in the middle.
Card in the middle.
And then play a card around the outside.
Okay, so remind me again. Middle is going to be...
Middle is unit, base, and so you'll see base.
So the combat cards are the periphery.
Combat cards are the periphery.
Okay. So unit, base... Okay. So... No, that's not good. Sure. I'm going to play this bad boy here. So this is the Searchlight drone. I'm just going to play him over there. So it does give me the Searchlight token, though.
Correct. But he generates no combat tokens, which is fine. And then you'll play 1 of your combat cards face down around your side.
Okay.
I haven't played this in so long. Okay, so I'm going to play the Cyclops Battleoid here, which generates me 2 tokens, one of which I have to play immediately, and I'm going to play it on you. And then activate the special ability, which allows me to reveal 1 enemy combat card.
Oh.
So now I get to see that one. One of the things cool about the units is there are a few abilities that are symmetrical. They're expressed slightly differently, but they have kind of a similar effect. So you do have something that allows you to look at one of my cards if you want, but they're triggered by a different type of card in a different way. So we maintain the asymmetry while making sure nobody gets kind of out of control balance-wise.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play the card there. And I have...
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the Scout Bioroid. I'm going to play that over here. So it's basically copying what you did there. And so flip it over. That's a 7.
Correct.
So that's just, I'm assuming that's gives you power 7.
Yeah. And so you actually gain 2 combat tokens. So you'll gain 2 and have to play 1.
Okay, gain 2 and I have to play 1.
Correct.
So I don't really... There's no point in putting it on that guy, I don't think. So, you know what, if I put it here, that means that basically weakens his defenses by 1, essentially.
Effectively, when we resolve you're 1 point higher here than you would be without the token.
Gotcha. Okay.
So let's see here. I'm actually going to play...
Oh, and I still need to put one on the outside. Sure. Do that.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you don't play anything in the corners, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to play United Earth Command, which is my base. I'm going to play it here, which gives me... I have 7 combat cards left in my hand, so it's worth 7 tokens, but now you know for the rest of the game where my base was going to be. 5, 6, and I will put 1 on the base just to be safe. And then I'll play my combat card there.
So if I play the Terminator clones adjacent to your base, then
correct,
that gives me 2 tokens.
2 tokens, yep.
And then if played adjacent to the enemy base or strategic location, immediately place 2 battle tokens on up to 3 total adjacent cards.
So since if I had a unit here, you could put 1, 1, and 1. As it is, you'll be able to put 1 here and 1. You gain 2.
Right.
Put that in your pool.
Yep.
And then you'll gain 2 that you immediately place.
Oh, 2 additional ones.
Yes. That you immediately play on both of my cards.
Cool.
And then since you collected 2 tokens from playing the card, you have to play 1 of those.
Okay. So I feel like it's a good idea to play it on the base.
You were gonna go with that. And then you play 1 of your combat cards.
Right. And so I will play...
Okay. Let's see here.
Now, I have no idea if that was a good move or not, but...
That's okay, I probably don't either. You learn the secrets of, well, people who design games aren't always really great at the games they design, and I own that. It's fun. I enjoy it more than anything else. So I'll play the VFH10 here, which gives me the cluster bomb token, and I will gain 5 tokens. 2, 3,
okay.
4, 5, and yeah, you get to play an arms race on my base.
Now, what is this? Oh, that's your power token.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I will put a card right there.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the Engineer Bioroid. So that gives me 2, and then it gives me 1 for each additional adjacent Oh, no, that's not a Bioroid. Whatever. I'll still get 1 for placing it adjacent to that one. So because I gained, I have to play.
Yep.
So... I mean, I don't like the fact that you're nullifying what I'm doing there, so I'm just going to do that. And we'll just keep going back and forth on that.
Okay.
Make me feel good about myself. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'll play this here.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to play one of my strategic locations. I'm going to play Sector Q, place 1 of your battle tokens on each of 2 cards adjacent to this card. So I'm actually going to play it here. And I don't gain tokens like I do when I play units, but I am going to gain 2, and these are both considered adjacent, so I will play one here and here.
Okay.
And then I have to play one of my combat cards. There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to play one of my strategic locations, the GMP headquarters. So that is to place a battle token on each of 2 places that are not adjacent to me.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that and that.
Okay. Nice.
I have to. I'm sorry.
Well, you picked this up quickly. This is how my games usually go. I don't win this very often.
And then I get to add 1 to the periphery here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here.
Okay. You put that in a place that does not. That doesn't help me right now.
So real quick, question from chat.
Sure.
They might not have been here before. What's the difference between Crisis Point and the earlier Robotech?
So Robotech Force of Arms was a 3x3 grid. It was based on the Macross part of the game, but the center was pre-built. You had set number of ships and cards out in the middle, and all you did was move them around and then played around the outside. The outside had attack and defense cards, so you played 2 per spot around the outside, and you had to focus defense on your own cards and attack on the enemy cards. The hero and command phases were the same. This just took it to that farther expression of, instead of having a preset middle that's the same every time, and those are the only cards you ever have in the middle, this has a more dynamic system of allowing you to play it differently every time, build strategies from the asymmetrical function of the unit cards. So it was really taking it to a deeper, broader strategy level. Let's see. Where did we leave off? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1, 2. Okay, I have to play. Oh, I'm playing one of my cards.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to play Fort Esperanza. Place 2 of your battle tokens on this card.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, even the locations have different effects,
right.
and it really comes down. And at the beginning, I just gave you 2. You're dealt 4 locations, and you pick the 2 you want to keep. So we tried. This game was more about giving people a multitude of more interesting choices to make. Because with Force of Arms, you put an empty card called Empty Space in the center, surrounded by 8 warships that were the same every time, and then it was about manipulating them around. Force of Arms was designed to be an entry point into this mechanic, and as a $20 game, it was easy to pick up. It's quick for 2 players to play 20, 30 minutes. This is a much more sophisticated system.
Gotcha.
Oh, and I got to play a combat card. Let's see.
Okay. So I'm going to play the Particle Beam Bioroid here. And so he is going to, when played, place 1 battle token, or so I'm going to gain 4.
Yep.
And then place 1 battle token each on 2 enemy units that are adjacent to each other, but not adjacent to this unit.
Okay, so you're kind of stuck. This is not.
Oh, that's not a
considered
unit. Okay, so
but you'll be able to. If you play it, you can put it here, but it's
suboptimal. I'm gonna take that back then.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play it
over there.
over here.
And
And
play on both
so
those units.
yeah. There we go.
Yes.
And then someone's going somewhere. So you are gonna go over here.
Okay. Let's see if I can use this card on you now. You still haven't played your base.
Not yet.
That's not going to help me. I'm going to play this here.
Okay.
Gains me 3 tokens. And the exchange token.
Okay.
And then I need to play a combat card.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna play my base. I'm going to play the crashed city ship. Gee, that's a mouthful. Right there. So that
Okay. So combat cards. How many combat cards do you have left? 2?
2.
So you gain 2 tokens for placing the...
Okay. And then I place a combat card.
I have chosen poorly.
So what's the token phase?
So token phase is where we'll go back and forth. Is when you get to use these, and we get to spend all of these that we've earned.
Okay.
So I'm going to play the Janissary APC. If played adjacent to an enemy base or a strategic location, immediately place 2 battle tokens on up to 3 adjacent cards.
Oh.
Target adjacent cards must be strategic locations or the enemy base. So it's got some limited functions. So I can only do his and to here, and I gain 1 token, which then I have to play, and we're going to do that right there.
Well, that's just, I don't...
And I'll play that right there.
So another question from chat.
Yes.
They were asking if you could switch the cards out from Force of Arms or Crisis Point and play them in each other's games.
No. So one thing we wanted to share with everybody is one of the things in the pre-order is I got a couple things going on because it's all about servicing fans for me because I'm just the biggest Robotech nerd. We have Robotech Grand Cannon. This is a small 6-card booster that people get for free. If they back the game in pre-order, eventually it's going to be in distribution for free as well, so they'll be able to go to their game store and say, hey, can you get me one of these? And if you have Force of Arms, you just get one of these for free. But what we're going to do, and so this only goes into Force of Arms, but it adds the Grand Cannon, Roy Fokker, and Exodor, plus you get to fire the main gun on the SDF-1, and a couple other things everybody wanted that we saved for the booster. When this one's done and in distribution and we get ready to do the pre-order for Invid Invasion, which is the final game in this trilogy we're doing, and that one's actually a 1 to 6 player full co-op. You'll have standees of all the characters in each of their mech forms, but what we're going to do is one of the booster we're going to do for that will allow you to set this game here, Force of Arms here, and you could have 4 people playing. 1 plays space, 1 plays ground, and it'll actually allow the 2 games to interact with each other. So if I'm driving space, I'll have some extra cards that I'll add that allows me to bombard spots on this board, while you'll have cards that allow you to nuke to space.
Well, that's really
cool. So
it'll
cause, if you play with 4 players, let's say you started as the alien, we were doing the humans and they were doing the aliens.
Yeah.
And you went first and you were playing ground, you'd go, they'd go, I'd go, he'd go. And it'll be a little fiddly, but I think it's going to be kind of really fun in the sense that it's almost like playing 3D Star Trek chess to a degree, because I'm doing stuff over here that you have to pay attention to, because we're trying to get hit, make sure I get the bombard chips over his stuff.
Right.
And so there'll be a bunch of things. So, and that's even that at 23 cards, we're going to release it as a free booster. So it's about building the universe out. And what I want is, in the end, when I get all 3 games out, you can sit down in an evening for 3 hours and play the TV show. And that's always been the goal. So Force of Arms was a little simpler. This is a little more sophisticated. This is a lot more sophisticated. And then Invid Invasion is a true co-op. You have to clear as many Invid as you possibly can as fast as you can before the Queen comes, because she shows up with Korg and Sarah, and they start pounding your face. At any time somebody dies, you lose. And if the Queen runs out of commands to use, she has so many commands she can play, and she plays 1 per turn. Once she's out, if you haven't beat her, you lose. So right now you lose about 60% of the time. So it's a true co-op, but it was really about leaning as hard into the theme as we could. We started with the Macross one, and we're just getting harder and harder into the theme. But the Robotech fans, there's a group on Facebook that are hardcore Masters fans, which is what this is. This is the least serviced of all of the Robotechs, and they got a lot of input into putting stuff into this game. This flag that's on the back exists in about 1.5 seconds of frame in the cartoon. It's the only time you see it. And they were complaining for years and years and years that there's no official artwork of the flag, so we had it made and we got it canonized.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, people give me a hard time. I was like, I'm running a business here, but it's really about me. I'm getting to go out and play in a universe that I grew up loving, and I get to add stuff that lives in it forever. And that's more. This logo never existed before this game, and this is the Masters logo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to place the dropship over here.
Okay.
So that's going to give me 4. And I'm going to get the
dropship
token. And then my last is going to go... I don't really have a choice here.
Yep. Let's see, what do you have sitting over there?
It's really good, I promise. It's probably not.
None of my... Let's see.
I'm just really concerned that you got 3 of those tokens. Oh, and since I picked up, I have to play one of
Right.
these, right? Okay. So, whoops. I'm going to try to offset what you're doing here because you're just being mean to my base, and I don't like it.
And I'm stuck with... I'm going to try to out-token you, so I'm going to play the Logan.
Okay.
Which gains me 4 tokens. So I have massive pile of tokens to your small pile of tokens, which we've also proven in
you
testing.
have so many tokens.
Doesn't work always. And I'm going to try to death pound your base. I will play my last card here. Okay, so what happens at that point is whatever units you have left, you don't need, because you're always going to have 3 units left that you didn't, but you keep them just in case, because the dropship token will allow you to swap something out if you want, as long as you make sure you kept a Bioroid in your hand.
I did.
You have a strategic location in your hand, and you should have actually...
Oh, I had to... Oh, whoops. I messed up.
It's okay. Just swap it for something. We'll pretend like it was right.
Yeah, sure. I'll
because you got 2 tokens for that one. So if you played that one,
what are your battle tokens on each of the 2 cards adjacent to this card? 2 cards adjacent to this card. So I would just take these 2, remove them from the game,
right?
And
then
you
pick up 2 and put them out there in the battlefield.
Okay.
And you put 1 on there and 1 on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so we're good there. So since you went first, you'll also go first during token phase, and when we go to Hero and Command, it'll switch, because that way we balance the last action.
Okay.
So basically during this phase, you will start by playing tokens, and you play 2 tokens at a time. They do not have to be on the same card. You just have to play 2.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play 1 here.
Okay.
And I'm going to play 1 here.
Okay. I'm going to play 2 here.
Back to me now.
Yep.
Okay. Let's do 1, 2.
Okay. And then I will play 1 here and 1 here.
Okay. And go 1, 2. Oh, my dropship.
For 5 victory points, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any more tokens.
Okay, so once you're out of tokens, I just get to have free for all.
Oh, wait. When was I supposed to use these?
You can use them anytime.
Okay.
I can stop, and you can do what you want to do with them.
So what happens if there's tokens on them already?
So the tokens stay. You're just switching it. The token. Effectively, think of the tokens as sitting on that space.
Okay, cool. So what I am going to do then is I'm going to swap out this one for this one. It's a legal move, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So...
Is that a bad move?
Nope. I want to double check off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Okay, so you do gain the 5 tokens, but you don't trigger the ability.
Gotcha.
So it's a good way to get you some extra tokens.
Okay, Lord knows I needed them. So then I could place these now.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 2 of them on there.
Okay. I'm going to use the cluster bomb. I need 2 of your tokens from your pool.
Okay.
So those go on my own ship.
Yay!
But now I get to gain extra tokens. And since you're adjacent here, here, and here, I got almost maximum out of that one.
Oi. Okay. I'm going to play... Let's do 1 here. Put another one on your base.
Okay. So 1 here, 1 here.
Okay, and I'll end it with one right there.
Okay, and then I will...
Now, I forgot what this searchlight does.
So searchlight allows you to move two of my tokens from any of your cards.
Okay. So...
You might as well.
Might as well do this now. And they just go away?
Yeah, you just to discard them back over to my pool.
Well, you get them back?
Nope.
Or no? You're...
And then, yes, then I go back.
I don't have any more tokens.
Okay, and then I need to decide... Okay, I'm going to play my... exchange.
So what does exchange do?
So I get to swap 2 of my units, but the tokens stay on that space.
Well, that's interesting.
Yep. And then I'll put one here, one here, one here, and one here.
All right.
Then we go to hero and command. Now it switches order to where I go first. And what it is, you have 4 heroes, and you have 4 commands.
Right.
And you're going to play 2 of each, but we're going to do it 1 card at a time. Helps if I quit mixing them up. There it is. Did I do that right?
Now, what is a battlefield card? Just anything on the...
Anything out here in the middle is considered
Gotcha.
battlefield.
Okay.
Battleoid. Okay, so I'm going to play Rolf Emerson. His ability is Combined Arm Tactics. Add 1 battle token to each of your battleoids on the field. So I have... one here, one here, one here, and...
Huh? Oh. Rolf Emerson. Add 1 battle token to each of your battleoids. Okay, that's a good one. That seemed really good. So I'm going to go ahead and play... Bombardment. So add 1 battle token add 3 battle tokens rather to 1 battlefield card that does not belong to you. So
that means anything that isn't a purple card. So that includes strategic locations.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it to this one here.
Okay.
Move that away. I didn't like that. Now, how many of these do we play?
We're going to play 2 of each.
2 of each,
so
that's
I'm
right.
Play
okay.
my other hero, which means I won't play these other 2, and everybody's going to be mad I didn't play Nova. But I'm going to play Marie. Target an enemy unit, place 2 battle tokens on that unit, and up to 1 more on each adjacent. So the best place for me to do that with you is 2 here.
Ugh.
And 1 here, 1 here. And that's the Marie Crystal card, if you want to show them that.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Master's Triumvirate.
Okay.
And that is add 1 battle token to each Bioroid on the battlefield. So that's a ship. Bioroid. I think that's Bioroid? Yeah, it's dropship. Oh, that was it. Okay. I thought there was more.
You took 1 off.
Oh, darn. That's right. Whoops. Oh, well.
Okay. And then I'm going to play Infiltrate. Move up to 3 of my battle tokens to any battlefield cards where your opponent has at least 1 battle token. So I think I'm probably okay here and here. And I think I'm going to sacrifice that one. But you have at least 1 battle token here, here, and here.
All right. So I think I'm going to play Dig In. Take up to 3 of your battle tokens from the battlefield and move them to cards where you have at least 1 token.
So that's kind of... Mine was offensive, yours is defensive.
Yeah.
So that's where I would try... It's similar. It moves the same amount of tokens, but it's an asymmetrical type of function.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play, and it has to be 3 separate ones, and move them to. Oh, I could do any amount. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plop these all onto here.
I kind of wondered if you were going to do that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Did you set me up in a way that I could use this one? Okay. I'm going to play the classic Dana Sterling. Oh, that's a hero. Can't play that one. Sorry. There we go. That goes over here. That's what I did wrong.
I'm peeking.
Okay, I'm going to play drop behind enemy lines. Select one of your units, add 1 battle token on up to 3 enemy units that are adjacent, which this is what I was thinking I was doing. So I'll pick this unit, and you're adjacent, and you're adjacent.
Yeah.
And I am finished with my cards.
All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and play Carno and his brothers. And that is place 1 battle token on up to 3 different bases or strategic locations. So there's so many tokens. So many tokens. I forgot where I played my base. My base is somewhere. Where'd it go? There. Oh.
For bases, usually you look for the largest pile of tokens.
Yeah.
Just people's nature the first
Play
time
that
they do it.
there. Play that here.
Question?
Yeah, question from chat was the art, is it from the show or all unique art? Sure.
So the answer to that question is a little bit lengthy in the sense that as a fan, I went and found stuff that from the show that were classic scenes. You'll see it in Force of Arms as well. Everything was created new, but some of the stuff was specifically done from shots from the show, and I just had my artist recreate it because I wanted people to have that feel. Like there's a card out here. I don't know if I used it or not. So there was a kind of a joke. This was part of a piece of promo art. You never see that in the cartoon, but people who are big Marie Crystal fans just love her. The fact that you can never see that in the show, but only a piece of promo art, so we replicated it that way.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then this is actually a shot from the show that we had recreated specifically to be in the game, so it came right from the show. So we went back and forth with that. One of the challenges was, like with the combat cards, they're based on the forms from the show, but a lot of the show is from 1985, so the sophistication in the art is higher than you would actually find in the cartoon. So especially like with your Bioroids, if you look at the metal patterns on that, they never did that in the show, but with digital artistry now, you can really get really bright and shiny art.
So it basically took the classic feel and look of it and kind of gave it a modern facelift to it.
My friend who helps me playtest this said his most favorite classic line is, "The art is as good as nostalgia remembers." And then we try to approach it that way.
That's good. That means a lot, actually. That's good.
So we've completed token phase and hero and command phase. Now, usually what we suggest people do is then you come in and clean up. So 1 for 1.
Oh,
it makes
sense.
This makes the accounting a little easier.
Otherwise, you're going to get anxiety.
Well, it was the only part of the game that we were kind of like, okay, it's a little fiddly, but it cleans up real fast and real easily. And you had to have something where people could really manipulate the board.
Right. You had a lot more tokens than me, sir.
Yeah, I played my base a lot earlier than you did. So we ended up neutral on this card completely.
Then this one and this one here.
And we're clean.
Yep.
So then we reveal all the cards, and we just start resolving. I hate flipping over the poker cards. It just bugs me that those cards were missing.
Okay. So walk me through the resolution here.
Okay. So we'll start up here, and we would look at this one. This is your unit.
Yep.
It's got 2 of my tokens on it. It's worth 2 victory points. You have 5 power here.
Yeah.
And 9 power here. So you have 14 defensive power. I'm bringing 4 and 9.
Oh, you played your 9 there also?
Yeah. So 13, 14, 15. I'm at 15. What did I just say? You're at 14?
Yeah.
So I would clear the tokens, and I got this by 1 point, and it goes here, and I put a victory token here.
Now, ties.
Ties go to the defender.
Ties go to defender. Okay.
So, because if I'm going to capture you, I had to beat you.
Right.
And so I'm going to go this way. So we go here, and this is, you're at 13 to my 9. You got that one.
Yay, 1 point.
That's yours. And then you hit one of your victory tokens.
Yeah, I got a bunch here.
Oh,
those there.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we go here. This is 11, 12, 13 to my 11. You get that one.
Okay.
See, you're actually doing well.
Oh, this is the early phase here, okay?
You have 17. Yeah, you crushed that one. I didn't even come close. So.
All right. Throw that there.
And then we go here, and I have 8. I'm pretty sure there's no chance you got my... Yeah, there's no chance you got that. I got my own... I saved my base.
8 million tokens that you put there.
So you're at 11 to my 12. 13. I capture that one. You'll find it sometimes, like, the more experience people get, you'll get streaky spots when you're playing early because you kind of learn that you start to focus in little areas. Like when I watch like Homer and Kramer play, it looks like it's got the pox because it's all over the place. This is 9. I think I crushed your face
you
there.
did.
Yeah. So
you blew me out of the water on that one.
Which is kind of lame for 1 point. And for here, you have 7 and 8. That's 15.
I think I'm okay.
8 and 10, 13. Yep, that one's yours.
Okay.
And then we go here, and you have 3 and 5. It's 8. I want that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get most of the top row because I put the 9 there.
Yeah.
For this location, it's 3 and 4 is 7. 2, that's mine.
Oh, yeah, you got this one. Yeah. Not even close. I had 5. You had more tokens on that.
And you're at 11.
Yeah.
And I'm at 8, 9, 10. That one's yours.
Yes. Okay.
And then 5 and 6 is 11. That's mine. I got your drop ship.
No.
4 and 6 is 10, 11, 12 to my 8. You got that one.
Okay.
We get 2. You have 8. I won that one. 8. Wait, let's double check. 8, 9, 10 to my 10. Yes, I got the tie. Oh no,
that's
tie
mine.
You. Sorry.
Nice.
I was trying to cheat.
I mean, when you design it, you can.
On camera, it's embarrassing. So it's 14, 15, 16 to you got that one.
Okay.
Okay, so, and then you check your secret objectives, which we weren't really looking or trying very hard.
Wasn't really looking at them, to be honest. Capture at least 2 strategic locations, and capture both bases. I didn't get your base.
Nope.
So, that's a negative. But I'm pretty sure, I got 2 strategic locations. So, I'll make that work.
Okay, so...
I'm sorry, capture means I have to take them from you, right?
Well, strategic locations are neutral.
Oh, they're neutral. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah,
so you got that one.
That's 3 victory points then.
And then I got the one where capture at least 3 of the 4 center cards, which is worth 4.
Okay.
So then you just add up the points that are on your cards that you captured.
Okay.
Plus your bonus point, and that's who wins. So I've got 1, 5, 10, 15, 21...
Oh, you're going to beat me.
29, 30, 31, 35.
Oh, man. 21.
Plus your...
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, make sure I counted correctly. But
that sounds a little 6.
9, that's 10.
Yep.
That's 10.
Oh.
23.
Okay.
See? You beat me. You were worried you were going to lose on camera. You beat me. Dave, is there anything else about Robotech Crisis Point here that you want to talk to us about today?
I really kind of hope everybody goes out and looks at the pre-order because I know you guys have been sharing the link.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things we did was there's a piece of art from Force of Arms that everybody really, really loves. So we worked with Titan Comics, and so when Free Comic Book Day comes, we have a limited edition variant cover that's SolarFlare with our art on the cover.
Ooh.
So you can only get that from the pre-order.
Oh, that's got the fans got to love that.
We created the Robotech poker card deck, which you see a couple of them out here. But we took.
That's why you did it. You wanted to show off the cards, right?
Yeah. So we took the logo from each of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
So the Army of the Southern Cross is heart, And the Robotech Masters, the RDF is diamonds. The Masters are clubs, and the Zentradi are the spades. So it's a regular poker deck, but it has art from both games, all 4 sides. And
awesome.
It's a beautiful. And this you can literally only get through the pre-order, and then you'll get the booster pack early, and then there's also a drawing because a lot of the Robotech fans are big into art. We'll draw 5 names, and they'll get to pick a piece of art from this game that they like. We'll strip all the game components off and do a 10 by 14 print, sign it, and send it to them with their order. So it's a lot of extra. The price on the pre-order is the same as retail because we're very important for us to support retailers, but we're giving a $5 discount approximately on the shipping. So they're going to get a discounted shipping, but they pay full retail, but they're also getting a bunch of free stuff.
Gotcha.
And one of the things we wanted to make sure is the free stuff isn't part of the game, so retailers don't feel like they're
being left out.
Yeah. The game is the game. It comes in the box. It's nice. The manual's super nice. It's very clear. It's a lot of fun. It's almost infinitely replayable because it so can change every single time.
Absolutely.
And that's what we've got going on.
Fantastic. So when can our viewers and your fans find this game? When can they expect to see it hitting the store shelves?
So the pre-orders will deliver right now. The plan is late May or the very first part of June. It'll be available in stores latter part of June.
Fantastic.
And if all goes well, and if we get enough pre-orders, the idea is to have Invasion out by November.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
Really do appreciate it. And thank all of you for watching at home. We're going to be back with more coverage today from GAMA 2019, bringing you all the board game coverage. But for now, this is going to be Matt signing off. Again, big shout out to SolarFlare Games for sponsoring this stream and all of the streams here at GAMA 2019. Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you.